minutes, followed by Minister Suzanne Rodriguez, Deodat Indar, and then we'll have His Excellency. So let's welcome the Honorable Minister of Agriculture.
Thank you very much, Comrade Nigel, His Excellency President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali, other cabinet colleagues, special invitees, officers from the government agencies, and more importantly, residents of Pigeon Island. Today, as the Comrade Nigel would have said, marked the second anniversary for us in government. And today, when we look back, 2 years ago, our democracy was under threat. And where we came from today, we should be proud because Guyana is advancing every single day under the leadership of Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali. Today we have a young president who is energetic and who is pushing Guyana forward, who is pushing development in Guyana. And today, Guyana is leading in many areas of development. I want to talk about my sector, the agriculture sector. And when we look from where we came 2 years ago, we have made a lot of strides and achievement. We have seen progress in all facets in the agriculture sector. What we were doing, the crops that we were planting, we are seeing we are expanding. We are seeing we are consolidating. But that is not all, because today, the entire Caribbean, the countries in the Caribbean, the 15 countries in the CARICOM, are looking forward to Guyana for leadership in the agriculture sector. You know why? Because they have seen the passion, they have seen the commitment, and they have seen the drive of our president in pushing the agri-food system in CARICOM to make CARICOM a food secure region of the world. And all of us, every single citizen of Guyana, should be proud of what the achievement and the accomplishment of Guyana, what that Guyana is making today through the hard work and dedication of our president. So comrades, today I am proud to know that after 2 years, when our democratic gain was under threat, when our country was retrogressing, when many sectors in our economy was down, we are seeing almost all the sectors are moving forward today. We are seeing in every single sphere of in our country's development, we are moving steadily and we are moving forward. So much so that Guyana now is the talk of the world. Guyana is drawing the attention of the world, and Guyana is what we say, Guyana is a shining light in this part of the world. So what we want to do, we want to develop all the sectors. And in the agriculture sector, we have seen in many areas we have started. We have seen that we are going to new crops. We are diversifying. Whilst we are importing a number of crops, we are now looking to ensure that we plant those crops. We make those crops that we used to import, we make it now Guyana to grow those crops. Things like corn and soya, things like broccoli, cauliflower, carrots. We are improving in our livestock industry. We are once again encouraging, and I know for a fact that you might want to say that this area is not too involved in agriculture, but with the commitment of your government, with the commitment of the president, with what we are doing, every single citizen in Pigeon Island will once again be interested and committed to the agriculture sector. So this afternoon, I am very happy to be here with His Excellency the President. I know for a fact that you might want to raise any question in the agriculture sector, and we are here to respond to them. So once again, welcome, and hope that we have a fruitful meeting here this afternoon.
All right, let us welcome the Attorney General, Minister Suzanne Rodriguez.
Thank you very much, His Excellency President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali, colleague ministers, regional officials, officials from the NDC, the CDC, and more importantly, you, the residents of Pigeon Island. I'm extremely pleased and happy to be here this afternoon on August 2nd, 2022, our government's second anniversary in office. And as I have the microphone in my hand, and I haven't spoken to His Excellency today, sir, I congratulate you on 2 successful, awesome, most progressive years that Guyana has ever seen. It has been the 2 busiest years of my life, certainly, but it has been 2 of the most rewarding years of my life, and I am extremely privileged to be a part of this cabinet at this time in our country. So today, it is only fitting that we would be in a community like this, a small community in Pigeon Island, an old community, because this has been what has been the hallmark of our government from the time His Excellency took office, which is reaching out to communities, going into every single community, no matter how small, no matter how large, and listening to the people. And this is how we have been governing, and this is why we are able to change lives and to impact lives and to improve lives. This is why we have been successful, because you have been steering us. The people have been setting the path for us and helping us to get on that path to prosperity. We know that in Pigeon Island here, and I was speaking with many of you before this meeting started, and we are aware at the Ministry of Housing of the situation with the squatting area here. And I can say to you this afternoon that we did not have to wait on this meeting to take action. This community started to be occupied since in the 80s, and there have been several attempts to regularize the area. And in 2015, under the then Minister of Housing, who is now our President, he ordered a review of the Pigeon Island squatting area. And I can report to you today that that has been completed now that we have been back in office, and the Central Housing and Planning Authority has approached NISIL, who is the owner of that land, and it is already in process of being transferred to CHPA. As a matter of fact, the vesting order has already been published in the official gazette, and the Central Housing and Planning Authority will be in receipt of that block transport in about 2 weeks' time. Then we can subdivide the area, and we will be able to distribute the long-awaited land titles in the squatting area. We have 52 structures that are there, 52 occupants, and they will receive their land titles before the end of this year. So you have my commitment on that. You will see us in the area. You know we've been in the area already. We've been numbering the structures. The Community Development Department has been here. We've been working on that. So that is in progress. So I want you to sleep a little better tonight, knowing that very shortly, in a few months, you will be able to receive your land title after many decades of trying. So you have the full backing of the ministry, you have the backing of the president, and for all of those persons who approach me with their house lot applications, I assure you we will deal with all of those applications expeditiously, and everyone here will be able to receive their allocation. You see the allocation drive, the house lot drive that has taken place since we've assumed office, and everybody with their house lot application will be attended to. So that is something you can rest assured about, and again, you can sleep better knowing that your government is working for you and that we will address all of your housing issues. So I don't want to be long because we want to listen to the president, but thank you very much to the community for coming out this afternoon, for welcoming us, and for us to make a memory today that on our 2nd anniversary, we addressed all of the issues to the people of Pigeon Island. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Minister Rodriguez. And when you subdivide, Minister Rodriguez, it got to be 52 on a piece. Because that piece, the president himself charted this process in 2015 when he gave the instruction. So we got to put a little piece to honor His Excellency. Don't you agree? Yes. And today too, he's here celebrating with you. So let us now welcome Minister within the Ministry of Public Works, Deodat Tindar, the Honorable Deodat Tindar.
Thank you, Nigel. So you just give me a warning, not too long. Excellency, President Refanali, Cabinet colleagues, friends. Well, 2 years seems like a lifetime ago. Simply because the energy of this administration is led by the President. And as you can all see, we've been working at breakneck speed. Literally community by community. Today in Pigeon Island, this community will receive all the attention of our government. A lot has been done, but a lot of work is still yet to be done. Every community you go across the country, you're finding dilapidated infrastructure everywhere you go. And it takes a lot of resources, a lot of money to build back those. So today, Pigeon Island, I know the President will announce on the roads and so, but the Ministry of Public Works is at your full disposal. We will work with the community to make sure that your issues are addressed expeditiously. Thank you very much for giving us the chance to serve you. And I think it's fitting today that we are here again serving you. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Minister Endar. And now, our Attorney General. Let's welcome him.
Thank you. Mr. President, Cabinet colleagues, respected elders, brothers and sisters, once again, it's a privilege to be here speaking with you this morning, this afternoon rather. And today is indeed a special day because exactly today, at or about this very time, His Excellency the President and our government was sworn in 2 years ago. So it is a momentous occasion and I want you to congratulate yourself and of course the President on this auspicious occasion. We believe in a style of government where we interact with you, the people, at every level, on almost every issue, in every sector of this country. And on any given week, of any given month, of any given year, if you examine Irfanali's government's tenure or activities, you will see us right across the country every single day, across sectors, talking to communities across geographic and regional divide. Today is no different. As we are here, a whole set of us are right across the country dealing with cash grant. All in the interior areas, I'm sure my colleagues here would have already discharged their obligation in that regard, and we are here in the afternoon to talk to you. Last Saturday, we were at Melanie, and the President spent the entire weekend celebrating Emancipation Day activities, but importantly, interacting with our people and consulting on problems and challenges that they are facing. We are presently preparing budget for year 2020 programs and policies in the next budget. That is how we govern in Guyana and under this PPPC administration. Now, Pigeon Island is no stranger to us. We have been working with you both in and out of government in resolving the various difficulties that you have had. My colleague ministers have reported on the status of where we are in relation to land matters. And as I said, it's a work in progress. The squatter settlement, the regularization of that issue is one issue, but we have many other issues that are affecting you, and I hope we will continue to engage so that we can solve each and every one of them. Now, I have been in this community several times, and one of the main obstacles to moving some of the processes forward is our failure to get your cooperation, and you know what I'm speaking about. When the regularization begin, the challenges again will have to be confronted, and we will have to overcome them. Fences have to be moved, adjustments have to be made, pathways that have been blocked will have to be cleared, government reserve that have been encumbered, those encumbrances will have to be removed if we want progress and if we want the regularity that I am sure that you have been canvassing and requesting. But I have explained several times to you that these things can't happen without your cooperation. I spent 2-3 days on the people's bottom houses, talking to them, pleading with them to adjust fences, talking to neighbors to see how we can arrive at consensual position so that we don't shorten one particular house lot at the expense of another. That we divide, that we make sacrifices so that each, if 2 lots are affected, we pull the fence 1 foot in each so that both will make a sacrifice for the common good. If we are not prepared to do that, these processes are going to be stalled again. The playfield issue that we have to bring that to resolution as well. Too long we have had that position out there. And of course the co-op, we have to decide what you want with the co-op after we would have issued title to individual people. Do you still want the co-op or you don't want the co-op anymore? It may have outlived its usefulness. But the most important issue has to do with your preparedness and willingness to make the sacrifices. Because we can use force. We can use governmental and state power to bulldoze. But we don't want that approach. And that it is because of that reason that many of the issues have remained unaddressed. So my brothers and sisters, I hope common sense will prevail. I hope magnanimity will prevail. And I hope this time around we will cooperate with the government process and with the government agencies so that we can bring regularity quickly and relief that you so much desire and seek in this community. I don't want to stand between you and the President, so I want to thank you very much and thank you, Mr. President, for affording me the opportunity to speak here this afternoon. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Attorney General, and now please let's stand and welcome His Excellency.
Thank you very much. Please, thank you so kindly. I'm very pleased to be here with you this afternoon. I did not even realize that this meeting was coinciding with a significant date in the history of our country. We have not been managing Guyana by dates and events and occasions. We have been working every single day as if it's a new day for the development of our country. We don't see any period as distinct from another. What we see is the development, progress, and advancement of the people of this country. I want to really say to you today too that I'm very pleased as President to have a team in Cabinet and technicians that are highly skilled, highly professional, and I want to congratulate them for the tremendous job they have been doing over the last few years. It's not easy getting up every single day, immersing yourself in your responsibilities as ministers, but more importantly, knowing that every day you have to deal with some degree of negativity and some degree of complaint in our society. Sometimes we fail to realize that those who have these responsibilities are also humans and they have families too. But I want to really thank them for the extra sacrifice that they're making in the development of our country. I want to congratulate all of you, and by extension all of Guyana, for the sacrifices you all made, for your strong position, your strength of character, in ensuring that today we can stand in a free and democratic society, and that those that sought to remove democracy and freedom from our country did not prevail. It is for these young faces in this meeting, these children, it is important for their future. It is important that that struggle was successful with the help of Guyanese from all walks of life. Very important that that struggle was successful, so they don't live in a country in which their dreams and aspirations was cut short because of a few people who believed that power belonged to them, and that by any means they would have gone to any extent to keep that power and to destroy the fabric of our society and country. I'm very pleased also to say to you that we had an exciting week last week in the U.S. Discussing the development of Guyana, and the U.S. is a strong partner of Guyana. The U.S. congratulated us tremendously on the work we are doing and the type of energy we are putting behind bringing the country together. Perhaps we are one of the shining lights and an example to the world as to how development and the unveiling of a development strategy is integrated into the unification of the people. And this is what this government is about. It is about bringing Guyana together, creating one umbrella under which every single Guyanese can aspire to a better life, a more prosperous life. Any other Guyana is not a Guyana we want our children to grow up in. And I said yesterday at an occasion that all I want to do and all I want people to do is to stick to the truth. Stick to the facts. And if you stick to the truth and stick to the facts, you will see who are the ones that are pushing an agenda in this country to derail development and progress. I challenge anyone in this country to examine the allocation of house lots, and you will see one Guyana reflected in the allocation under the People's Progressive Party civic government. I challenge anyone to examine the scholarship given under the Gold Scholarship Program, and you will see Guyana reflected under that program, one Guyana. I challenge anyone to see the allocation of resources and building of infrastructure and the expansion of agriculture and the young people who are participating in the Shade House program. I challenge them to examine the fact as to who constitute those programs, and you will see one Guyana again reflected in the agenda. But they would not want to deal with facts. They prefer to run on a false narrative, a narrative that is patently false, hopeless, a narrative that has nothing to do with the development of this country. But we have one agenda and one narrative. We don't have a narrative based on where we go. That is why we can take anything we say from a bottom house meeting to a public meeting live all across the country and all across the world, because our message does not change. Our message will not change. Our message is about one Guyana, building prosperity for all Guyanese. Those who have changing and conflicting messages, they're the ones who worry every day. I'm very happy that the minister spoke about the various development for this area. But Anil, our Attorney General, made a very important point. And it's a point I had to deal with when I was Minister of Housing. But for us to understand development and for us to be honest and open to you, we need to make those difficult points. Some people don't like to hear the difficult points. But it is navigating these difficulties, is understanding the challenges to development, and understanding that each of us must give a little for the advancement and development of our communities. That makes it important for us to understand what he is saying and to work in fixing these problems. I know the ministers, specifically those with responsibility here on the East Coast, they have been going around the communities, talking to you. Pigeon Island, as the name suggests, an island is a piece of land surrounded by water. Today, Pigeon Island is a community surrounded by the fastest development road our country has ever seen. When some of you here, maybe your great-grandparents and your grandparents squatted in this area first, their net value was zero. Their net value was zero. Today, the net value of these lands and these houses is a few million. Am I right? I mean, if y'all selling for less than some 100,000, y'all tell us, people can. But that is an important point. Because every time we invest in these communities, we invest in your net worth. We invest in your family's net value. Sometimes we miss this point. You see, coming in here today and building roads and fixing the playfield, and if you fix the playfield, then the net value of every house goes up by another 5%. And that is the beauty of home ownership. That is the beauty of land ownership. But more importantly, that is the consequence of development. That every time the country develops and grows, your net value, your family value increases. The realizable value on your piece of land and your house goes up. Very important. Over the last few weeks, we have been discussing many communities and what we will do and what are the priorities as has been communicated by you. You see, for the first 2 years, we did a lot of work reaching out and listening. But we had to also get the transformative agenda on the road. The big projects. And you're seeing now that we're turning the suds for all the big projects. So by the end of this year, the transformative agenda of Guyana will be well on the way. So whilst that is well on its way, we have even more time to focus on community development and on people development. And that is the agenda. So here in this community, there are 3 priorities from what was communicated by you. One is the finalization of the regularization process. And that is ongoing. And once we all cooperate, that will be completed before the end of the year. Second was the road network. And I'll make some announcements in relation to it. And third was the drainage issue. These were the 3 priority issues that were communicated to us. I want to say to you today that we're setting aside $80 million for the infrastructure development and upliftment of Pigeon Island. As I speak to you, the advertisements are out in the newspaper for the construction of new roads in an area, in a new area that is being regularized. Those roads may be asphaltic concrete. These roads, we want to involve you in the development. We want you to take responsibility. So we are going to work in finding the technical skilled people in this community. And we're going to design a project in which we will give you a concrete service road in this community. The government, the engineers, and the community will work together We'll hire people from right here in your community to be part of the development process. So, when I leave here today, the technical team from housing, local government, and public works will remain. And they will work out with you how exactly the PS from public works and local, and who we have from local government. And the engineers from local government are going to lead this process. They have approximately 72 hours to complete the designs for the concrete resurfacing of the community. So they will be working in here throughout the days and night to complete the design in 72 hours. In about 3 weeks, the contracts for, what you call the area that the roads? That's the ring road going up to the sea dam. The contract for that should be awarded within 3 weeks to 4 weeks' time. That is separate from the resurfacing here. In addition to that, we have launched a community employment program. We have not launched the East Coast and East Bantas yet. So, Minister Dharamlal and the Attorney General will come back to meet with you in this community to work out how many temporary workers we'll have, how we'll bring them under supervision to keep the drain clean and to keep the area clean and well kept. Now, if you're ready to move forward with the play field in the community will decide and advise the Attorney General and the Minister of Local Government. And once you're ready to move forward with that, I'm committing to you that we will do the initial work in clearing the play field and getting it filled up so that you can use it, the children can use it, and you can have recreational activity. But that is a decision that is totally up to you. We want to get all of these projects in Pigeon Island completed before the end of the year. Today, as has been the hallmark of this government, we are here to listen to you. We are here to listen to your ideas. We listen to some of your issues, but also to some of your thoughts on how we've been progressing and what new you would like to see or what you would like to see continue. So, members of this community, we are with you. You are with us. We are with Guyana. Guyana is with us. Let us join hands together to continue on this path of development and advance the best possible life for the people of this community and all across Guyana. I thank you and God bless you.
Thank you, Mr. President. And now His Excellency will listen to the issues or concerns or problems even that you would like to raise with him. I think we have a mic in the crowd somewhere. Oh, so we'll use this one. Yeah. So Jagnaran will walk around with the mic, so just put your hand up and...
Just when you put your hand, your name and the issue. And don't go around, just go straight.
Good afternoon, Mr. President. We're very happy that you're here. I'm from the Diaspora Group, and my main concern in this area and in this country is security. Also, we have electric outages causing a water outage at the same time, and you have also addressed some of the issues that has been bothering myself and some of the people here. You addressed the ball field, so I'm going to address the next issue about the cows and the dogs and the loose and messing all over the road, going into yards and breaking pipes and destroying vegetation. Another issue in Pigeon Island, there's only one road to exit. In case of an emergency, we really need a second exit. The vacant lands in this area has been taken over with bushes, and I have never seen it well, it was addressed the last time I was here, but nothing was done. Saddest of all, you can't enjoy your home. It has to look like a jail. Last year, I attended a meeting in this same area that was held. Same issues were brought and addressed. 1 year later, nothing has been done. And I'm so happy that you have addressed the drainage issue because it smells terrible. We need a representative in here to overlook and address issues and standards and make sure they're being met. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Hello. Okay. By the time they're fixing that, so let me say a few things. One, a lot of times we have a misconception when we speak about security. We have been having reduced murders, reduced robbery over the last year and a half. The statistics have been showing that. I noticed you said you're a member of the diaspora. What you should tell the community here is that crime becomes more known in our society because we're a very small society. Everybody is connected. Where do you come from? Where do you live in overseas? In New York, you have the highest crime rate you could even dream of. Right? You have the highest crime rate you could even dream of. So in every society there is crime. We have been working hard in improving the infrastructure to deal with crime. We're working from a technological standpoint. You notice we're expanding the CCTV program to go all across the country. We have been investing in the police force. When we came back to government 2 years ago, and you know this, when we came back in government, you listen to what I'm saying, Guyana, we met a police force that had less than 2% of its entire fleet working. That was the police force we met. We had less than 2% of the entire fleet that was working. You believe that? We had to immediately go to get 50 vehicles and then another 50. And I think more than 100 bikes. That was what we inherited. We talk about electricity. When we came back 2 years ago, the electric system, and we have said this before, did not see any maintenance for 5 years. For 5 years, we had to invest in that system. Even with the increase in the cost of fuel, this is one of the only countries that you did not see an increase. We even removed VAT from electricity. That is what we did in 2 years. We removed the VAT. We have reinvested in the maintenance of the system, and the efficiency of the system and the improvement of the system is improving daily. More importantly, we are working on a massive transformative project in the gas to shore that will reduce your energy costs in electricity bill by half of what you're paying before the next 3 years. So in energy and security, that is what we are doing. In water, we have committed to ensure that close to 90% of those on the coastal area will benefit from treated water. We have started that work. We have already advertised for all the treatment plants. Well, I don't know what to do with the cows and the dogs. I don't know if you want the president to come and set up an office here to deal with the cows and dogs in Pigeon Island. Because some things you have to agree with me, you have to take responsibility for it too. The people in the community must take responsibility also. You can't, everything you complain to the government, you want the government now to deal with cows and dogs running on the streets in the community. Somebody own the dog, somebody own the cow. And I guarantee you, if the police comes in tomorrow and pound those cows, you'll hear the entire community complaining how the police came in here and pound. Am I not telling the truth? I'm happy you said yes. This is the truth. So you understand sometimes what the government is faced with. I can't send the Attorney General who's busy every day defending this country to run behind dogs and cows in here. All right? The vacant land. You want to see uprising in this community tomorrow? Let us decide one day that we're going to repossess the vacant land. You will see. This is the reality. I mean, I have to tell you the truth. I'm not going to be here telling. We know it's a problem. But this is not a problem that rests on the shoulders of government. This is a problem that rests on the shoulders of the people in the community. And when we finish this infrastructure and we employ the people in this community under the jobs program that we have, they will have responsibility to deal with the cows and all of this. To deal with all the empty lots, the overgrown areas, all of that they'll have to deal with. So I agree with you that there is a lot to do and there is a lot that we are doing. In the transformative project that I explained to you, you will start seeing those results 2 years down the road, like your water, treated water, your the low cost for electricity and so on. Are we together? Thank you, Auntie. Once we're together. All right? Good. Let's continue.
Yes. Good afternoon, Mr. President, Ministers, fellow community members. I am Niall Jorat. Sorry, hear me now? So, I am Niall Jorat. I'm a resident here of Pigeon Island. And I had a list. 1 and 2 got coincided with made some statements, but I just wanted to offer some insight. A resident here. We spoke about blackouts. Just before you arrived, we had a blackout for a few minutes that came on back shortly before you arrived. We get a lot of blackouts in this area. Sometimes in the neighboring areas, they say they don't get blackout when we get it. So what we would like you to do, and the Minister in that is responsible party for some of this, is can you do an assessment? Can an assessment be done to see if it's an area fault, maybe there's not enough power capacity to handle the increased power demands of the area. So to alleviate the blackout problems that we have. The next issue, we're happy to understand that the play field, the litigation that was ongoing is now complete and the play field belongs to us. We're happy to hear that monies are being allocated to level the play field so that we can use it. What I would like to ask is, can a community center be built where computers and games and that sort of thing can be placed so that the children can benefit from these community center? The lady spoke about empty lots. So there was an incident where some bees were upset by a cow. Thankfully, no children who lived next door were bitten or eaten. But what I would like to suggest is, I know the NDC have representatives here. Can they clean those empty lots and put the bill at the end of the year towards the tax that we have to pay every year for maintenance of the area? So that when people come in to pay for taxes on those empty lots, they pay for the bill for cleaning. As it is, there's an empty lot next to me that I myself would clean sometimes. But I don't know who owns it, so I can't bill anybody. But in my interest, trying to alleviate the mosquito problems, I clean it. Garbage collection. We have not had regular garbage collection here for quite a long time. Many of the residents pay Puran Brothers separately, but even they recently have become unreliable. I think I saw the NDC working towards getting garbage collection done, but can we ensure that garbage collection becomes a regular thing in Pigeon Island once weekly so that we do not have to suffer from the multitude of flies in the stem? Street lights. Can you install street lights, please, all around the island? But can this be done after you have fixed our power capacity problems for the blackouts? We don't want to add and get more blackouts. But please, can we have street lights? And this issue, the other one coming up. I remember when I saw the Attorney General come in, the cannabis bill. There's a bill, a parliamentary select committee that is looking at removing cannabis from, in keeping with what the World Health Organization's done worldwide, removing cannabis from the list of narcotics. Cannabis is no longer narcotic. I submitted a paper to the Parliament Select Committee, and I know that there are some youngsters in the area who may or may not consume cannabis every so often. They say it's a gateway drug, but it is only a gateway drug because it is illegal. If it's not illegal, then there is no gateway to anything. So can we have that, attempt, which is also cannabis, is removed? All right, and finally, you, at the start of your speech, spoke about negative remarks, and I would like to say that sometimes it's not purely negative, it might be constructive criticism, and it shows what we need and what we're suffering as a people. And on the flip side of that, baseless criticism, frivolous negativity, sometimes means that you're doing something correct.
So let me address two issues. One, we love constructive criticism, and we are good enough to understand what is constructive and what is not constructive. Give us that credit. So we welcome constructive criticism. For a matter of fact, we believe in it. Constructive criticism is an important part of advancing good governance, and we love constructive criticism. Secondly, I'll ask you a question. What percentage of the taxable revenue from this community you think is paid into the NDC? No, I know, maybe you pay your, I'm asking. You can't think selfishly. One of the greatest problems in our country is when we become selfish. So we're speaking community development now. We're not speaking your development. What percentage of the revenue in this community you think we collect that is taxable? The NDC. For the community. Well, I have very shocking news for you. Of the total revenue in taxes that is due from this area, the NDC collects 16%. That is what the overseer has communicated to us, 16%. And just for the purpose of the viewers, what is the annual tax that you pay? Huh? How much? 12,000 12. Some people pay 9. 4. Some people pay 4,000, 3,000. Annually. This is annual tax. So I just want us to have an appreciation for that. That even if we collect 100% of the taxes, it can meet the demands of the community. And we understand that as government. We have resisted the revaluation of properties in this community. Last government wanted to revalue all the properties. We fought that off. Because we understand development. It's transition. Yes, people might build a nice home, but they save a lot to do that. They're committed to the banking doing that. It's not a reflection of net wealth. And the taxation system must be conscious of this. So we fought off that. So even if we are to collect 100% of the revenues that is due from the community, it still can't do this capital infrastructure that I just spoke about, investing the $80 million and so on. I agree with you. Yeah, well, of course, we love people to pay, even the small amount, because it helps. We are now going to go further and take up a cost from the NDC in these temporary employment, in employing people within the community to maintain the drains and so on. Because we are connected to you. We are connected to the problems across the country. And we can't build the prosperity we want to build if we don't do these things. The vacant lots, I support your point, 100%. That they need to clean it, and if it has to be cleaned by someone else, they need to pay the cost. But the truth is, we have already done that once before, since we came back, right, Nigel? We have done that in many other communities, and they're not turning up to pay. The only time they turn up is if you give them a notice of repossession. Then they turn up to the court. This is the I mean, we're talking constructive, in a constructive way. This is the reality of what we're faced with. So I understand and I support your point that there needs to be a penalty to this. But you have to also remember that this community comes under co-op society. A large part, a significant part of the community comes under co-op. And that brings with it its own difficulty too. I'm not even going to go there, because that will open its own can of worms. So that is why I want to stick to how we can help now and what we can do to make life easier and better. Okay, my friend? Okay. I think you have a slight misinterpretation in cannabis and hemp. I'm telling you because I spent a lot of time reading on hemp and cannabis. It's definitely not the same thing we're talking about when we talk about the hemp industry. It's far different from a cannabis industry. Okay? You want to say something on that?
And we are not, and please understand, we are not legalizing the use of marijuana or cannabis. What we are doing is removing custodial sentence from small quantities of marijuana. Right? It will still be a crime, but you will not go to jail. You will have to pay a fine and do community service.
Next. Philip.
Hello, good afternoon, Mr. President, Cabinet, members, everyone within the community. Okay, my name is Sabir Ramkishan. I'm from Bedhook, North Squatting area, known as the Fisherman Quarters. Mr. President, to you, we the residents, I have a few members with me here from the community, would like to ask you for inviting you to pay us a visit within the community, which is less than 20 minutes to walk around and not more than half an hour. The road in the community is very bad. And I'm asking and pleading with the resident to pay us a visit as soon as possible when you could.
That's Better Hope North, the squatting area?
Yes, just behind,
all right.
Just behind the community.
I take note.
Thanks a lot.
Somebody right there. Speak, just speak.
Mr. President, I want to go to the Muslim way. Assalamu alaikum all the members, thank you to come in. I'm a young member of CIOG. I dig the grave them. All I asking is, concerning the barren ground, the cleaning up and things going through the NDC. NDC charging $10,000 per spot. Who gonna clean the spot? Why is digging? Digging it. No one's gonna clean the spot. I gotta clean the spot, but the NDC charging money for the spot. Now, you rule house are giving out, I never hear about barren ground. Every time I dig a grave, it's only up to Good Hope to Sheriff Street. I come in under CIOG. So I just looking to get places for burying the dead there. Because everybody just in the front, and the back, no one will go. And my second opinion, as you announced...
Oh, wait. The dead don't go to the back?
No, they don't go to the back. The family member...
You think it's easy for this president?
No, I know.
I got convinced the dead now to go to the back, you know. There's a serious situation in this country, you know.
Yeah.
My brother calling on me now to convince the dead to go to the back. All right, bro, let's go. Let's roll.
No, it's all about family members.
No, I understand you.
Family members want to carry to the back. I myself got a giant fair shit. So, when I fight for house and lot and things, it makes me laugh. Because they own family don't want to carry to the back. They want to fight in front. And the next issue, as you know about the black belly sheep and farming. They're talking about the animals and things for the road. I don't know about the animals, them. I am a cow miner. My cow in my yard. I have 30 out of 30 I sell out, I left with 10. I asked if for a place for my animals. And no one ever looked into that. The NDC coming at me. This is not good. No one knows bring money, give you just you can work for it. All that you want.
Okay, so you were saying that he has a herd of cow and he sold off 20, but he's looking for support from the Minister of Agriculture to find an area in which he can expand it for his livelihood. Yeah, good, we got you. We take a note of that. So one of the agriculture staff would come and talk to you there, okay?
Thank you.
That's it? Okay.
President, me is one of the butchers that sell in Manipo market. And I get robbed here with people earnings. And when I get robbed here, I let, and they take all me money, about $800,000, and they give me $40,000, and I have the bill here, what they give me, when I go to give. And I give all my statements. So I want to do people earnings, and I what to do to buy the sacrifice cow for the people. I lose. Thank you.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone, especially the President and his crew. First of all, I have a small problem. But if we left on too long, they're big. Mr. President, I leave Blackbush Pola 23 years ago. And I end up in Pigeon Island and I squat on a piece of land. A common piece of land which nobody want. It's actually a farm. I live in there with the intention to help myself for me big house, like in Tusha. About 12 years after, some people come and like have some lot number, and miss 52. There's the last house and put 52. But the intention to regularize the place later and so on. So I live to that. I go and make application at housing, I never go back because I work with the rules. Couple of years after now, they come back at 51 and I come at me. When I ask want to me, they instead of transfer me somewhere else. That me there a dead pine there. You know what I said there, what I mean? Anyhow, couple years ago, they come share application form for opposite when me there. When they tell me go change now, me there. I go by a lady named Juliet, is a counselor in this place yesterday morning. Me say, I made to understand that we get application form, please give me one. He said, no, I didn't get all done. Me say, when housing I get, he said, that thing don't get me now. Me say, I go myself. He said, I want to go down. And he said, people don't know more. Thank God you come here, Mr. President. Me blind, 4 years now. When me go, who me go tell? I saw the Minister of Housing is here. I need a little help. Me can't help you. You help me. My name is Patrick Dabadin. Patrick Dabadin.
All right, first of all the personal issues, we have a technical staff there. We'll take down all these individual issues, okay? We're dealing with a community issue. Now here what happened, Uncle. Here the man, let me tell, listen to me. Thank you for your blessing. Thank you. Thank you, you're gonna move up. But Uncle, listen, Uncle. Wait, don't carry him away yet. You see, your number is 52. But your building fall long, right? Alright. So, no, here. The building fall apart, so they had nowhere to put the 52 on. But, so your land can be regularized, don't worry. Alright, I'm telling you now. Look, the man right behind you now. The man hugging you up there now. Good. Alright, so let's deal with community issues. All the individual issues, where's the staff? Look, the staff is at the back. Look where the man hand is up. Look. Go to the back for your personal issues. Go to the guy at the back. All the personal issues, go to the back and give the guy those issues, right? Yeah. Put your hand up so they can see you. Stand up, y'all stand up. Right, good. So all the community issues, let's deal with those. Community issues? Personal issue? Okay.
Good afternoon, President. I use Spanish. I attend the pigeon line. So, arriba. I stay by Mrs. Sarah house. By she. I know house for school. I use little baby and no banco. I don't stay by she. Yes, arriba this thing, water, right, I know you understand this nothing. I don't stay by she I stay on them in a low when you go to the land or something for help me or for help them people because nobody will get life and then you will see how you work.
Okay, so that is what we call spotting, right? And that is the area that has to be regularized. They can't take in the water and electricity until it's regularized. But now that we have decided that we're going to regularize those areas, we are going to go ahead with the infrastructure on the areas that we regularize. So whilst the transport and the regularization phase is going on, we're going to put the infrastructure in, right? And I'll let them take your information, okay? Good. All right. So then let me thank you. There's not a community issue. Community issue, go ahead.
My president, members of the head table. I'm a councillor with 15 others from the Bedhope LBI LDC. What I'm raising here will concern most of the residents here who are Pigeon Island, Bedhope, Success, where they're from in the local authority. Now, we have a statutory meeting once every month, and decisions are made at the statutory meeting. And no sooner we walk down the stairs, our chairman, Mr. Sam Sayre, change all those decisions.
Listen. Those issues deal with the Minister of Local Government. Ma'am, those issues, deal with the Minister of Local Government. I am here to deal with the community issues right now. So the issue that you have with the NDC and your own internal problems, the Minister of Local Government is going to talk to you just now, okay?
But when I confront him, he's telling me that the president has
Listen, the president is here. Nobody can. Who's Shamshir? I tell you what to do.
He's saying we have no say.
Anyhow, the Minister of Local Government will talk to you guys, okay? Good.
His Excellency, Honorable Ministers, pleasant good afternoon. Your Excellency, I want to commend you and your government, firstly for propelling Guyana through your One Guyana initiative effort all across the divide. Your Excellency, it is my belief that this initiative is being tarnished at the lower level. And I'm saying this because we have an NDC within this district. And now, the NDC is also responsible for bridging gaps within the communities. But what we are seeing is that the NDC is pushing, is widening that gap. And I want to allude to a point that the woman was making just now. And she's absolutely correct on what she's saying. I personally, as a resident, would attend the NDC meeting from time to time as a concerned resident. And I'm a witness to what goes on at the NDC meeting. Now, I want to tell you this. It's been almost 2 years since Mr. Samsir is the chairman of the NDC. And he's right here. He can tell you how many decisions was taken to better the lives of the people within the NDC district. Ask him. All the minutes of the NDC meetings, statutory meetings, is posted on the notice board. Anybody could go and read it. Anyone could go and read it. And when you see what comes out of the NDC meeting, you beg to ask the question, what's the purpose of these people at the NDC? You know, these people there, they have a responsibility towards us. But at the end of the day, they do nothing for us.
Okay, so listen what I'm going to do. The NDC is an important level of government. Listen carefully. And I'm going to ask the Minister of Local Government, the Attorney General, to come into this entire NDC and to do hearings. To do hearings is to see what is going on, because we have to fix it. The NDC has a responsibility to the people. And they got to get their act together. They have to get their act together. If this is the type of leadership in the NDC, where the councillors are not even working together, how can they deliver the best service to the communities? So I'm going to ask the Minister and the Attorney General to do hearings in the communities. I hope all of you turn up to those hearings and let us fix this problem. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Mr. President. My name is Bibi Azri. I'm chair of the CDC. Actually, a lot of concern has already been raised and dealt with, so I just want to say thank you guys for listening to all the president's complaint, because from time after time we have to hear it. Just as well as how the MDC has been band-based, the CDC has been band-based as well, but we can only do so much. So I want to recognize that we have a functional policing group in this community where people raise us crime. This is not one of the community which is a high crime community, as like with robbery and all those stuff, where people break in your house. This is a community where you can actually leave your house open and go where to come back. We don't have that. As for the animals, we did talk to the guy who would actually bring his animal and use them into the community. We spoke to him umpteen times, even in the night. So, no, he's not from this community. He's from Success. Yes. So since I'm the concern with the playground, I'm willing to work along with whoever is going to work towards it, and I'm going to keep close contact with them, because there are so many short courses coming out of all these training programs which the youths of this community can take advantage of they're being disadvantaged of it because we can't accommodate them in the community. We can't use in people's houses and so forth. So that's another thing. Thank you.
Community, right? Community issue.
Yes, good afternoon everybody. I live at Success North, and the road is terrible bad. And we call for the people to come and help see what they can do for the road. They come in and they check and they do nothing.
Success North.
Yeah. 25 years now the road.
Auntie, come and give the minister in the area the name and so on, right? Success North is one street.
Success South. Not North, South. Success South.
Success North is south or south? Come in North, you know.
Good afternoon, Your Excellency, ministers. Sorry, I'm from Larry Superior South. It's an area where people have been living since in the colonial days. My grandfather, my great-grandfather, my grandfather, my father who's 82, was born and grew there. I'm living there. My kids born and grew there. So, and it's a modern and nothing I've ever done to this road.
Where?
Larry Superior South. South of the mountain. So, yeah, the area was regularized 2011. Most of the persons there would have already paid their fees for transport or title. Until now, not a trash have been ever torn in the street. I'm kindly asking you to your office. A contract was awarded in the name of that street. Not a contract, it was advertised on the 20th of February in the newspaper for the building in the name of the street. When we were invited to a meeting to introduce us to the contract or whatever they would be doing, we learned that this project would be done in Happy acres, two and separate communities.
Okay, bring your information to the minister now, okay? Okay, I will take one more and then that's it. Two more. Yeah, come in front, and then that's it.
Your Excellency Dr. Mohammed Irfan, Minister of Government, I greet you, my Honorable Minister, the universal greetings of Al-Islam. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Imam Haroon, Social Chairman and Council of the Meadow LBI NDC, and resident of Pigeon Island from near and far. Many of you are here this afternoon for issue that you have to be addressed. But Mr. President, to you and my minister that sit there, I stand here as a proud Guyanese. That what you have promised in your manifesto, you have been delivered excellently and tremendously across this country. This afternoon, I take this opportunity from the depth of my heart to greet you with God riches, Allah blessings, and you and your entire Minister of Government. What we have not seen this government in this country from previous year, we have seen it in the past 2 years. And you who are parents here, put your hand together and plot the government for the school grants you have received and the house lot that is allocating in 2 years what you have get. And let us imagine at the end of 5 years, our life will be better and comfortable. May Allah richest blessings be with you, my Excellency and Minister of Government. Continue the hard work. God bless you.
Good afternoon, a resident of Pigeon Island. I thank Mr. President and the cabinet member. Living in Pigeon Island 34 years, I'm a stronghold PDP supporter. We came out, if the residents of Pigeon Island, they could object whatever I'm saying to you. We came out with helping hands. 5 years, Pigeon Island was the same. Mr. Indar Paul, that is the resident, Mr. Suraj, known as Dal, and Mr. Bud, the man has died. Self-support the community.
In the potholes, we do helping hands. I want to thank those people on behalf when you said helping and come out. There's an individual, like she just gave a speech, right? I was brutalized, locked up, under the PPP. She said that she'd bring the police. I still have a bail receipt pending at the station. Fighting for Pigeon Island come out as a helping hand. Enough people here wanted to take part in the community, but after you leave here, I might be jailed again. Right? I come out under the PPP when they wanted me. I work polling station. Thanks to Mr. Sams, here's an A+, that we getting free garbage collecting, the drains. Wouldn't be like that. Because nobody, whoever stood here just now, we come out doing self-support, helping hands, never draw money, or draw the money. The same individual there, campus come here, take all the chickens and not forgetting the councillor Gillette, where she is. Got rum drinking and whatever, the hampers goes to those people. We have other community members here that need help. She there, we come give the help, we never try the government $5 or whatever. Sorry, let me speak because I was brutalized for the helping the PPP, and you telling me that that's enough? Mr. Sams here, I give you an A+ to get the community looking like this. And thank you to that.
All right, thank you very much. Listen, don't go away. Nobody lock me up. Listen, you have to continue to work for your community. Every single one. We can't be fighting in communities. We have to find a way in which we work together. We have to find a way in which we embrace each other. Everyone don't have the same qualities. But if we take the best qualities in each of us and we combine it together, we'll get the best community and the community with the best qualities. Let us work towards that, okay? Let's recommit ourselves. We can do that. Let us recommit ourselves, okay? Thank you. Thank you very much. And as I said, the technical staff, they're going to continue to work. And Anil and Nigel are going to lead the efforts to listen to the community across the NDC and let us resolve these challenges, okay?
Thank you very much, everyone. You have a desk there with housing and other officials, local government, NARI, agriculture, office of the president, and any issue, any personal issue, you make sure you go to the desk and give them your name. Thank you very much.
Last day, right? You gotta get today.
Thank you very much.
Let me just get the picture. Yeah. Mr. Sheikh, make sure you invite everybody.
Thank you very much.
Maganda po ni President. Well, po ni President. Yeah, let's try here. Bye-bye. Yes, President.
Like President. Like. I like a shake. You're ready for the stage here?
Yes,